Hi, and welcome to the ASEAN Champion podcast, the first podcast in Southeast Asia that talks about inspiring people with great causes. In this episode, our champion is Illac Diaz, a Filipino who was named a Young Global Leader of 2008 by the World Economic Forum. He is no ordinary socialpreneur. His NGO, Letter of Light, has helped to light up 15 countries with 350,000 bottles of lights and taught green skills to empower grassroots entrepreneurs at every stop. He is a game changer who brings light to so many lives. All of this to help the underprivileged to get out of energy poverty and empower those to join the cause. He is also the founder of My Shelter Foundation, which focuses on building classrooms and houses, a built-for-stay system where tenants are able to stay in a compound in exchange for their labor. He believes in the power of the people, the idea that humanity can come together to build something great with their hands. He loves the system where people come together to solve a problem. He builds the tools, but the people are the ones who bring light to life. For him, Letter of Light is beyond making the world a little brighter. It is about empowering people to get out of energy poverty, to reach their goals, and to tap unrealized power. Now, there is a lot of light for everyone, and there is warmth for all. So, here we go. Listen to how we can create a community of opportunities for all, one story at a time.
I found myself in the midst of a disaster and I had the safest building in the area. Having to come back to the Philippines during one of the first Category 5 landfalls, the Haiyan typhoon was my turning point. The roof blew out, the window shattered, and when I went out the next day, the village next to me had swept away. Many of the victims ran to the classroom that was built out of cement and it collapsed. There were so many deaths. So I really thought that we must have a better way to deal with climate resilience. So one thought leads to another, and I met good people along the way. I am just one out of many voices that are thinking about these things, but this is my moment of truth. I started out helping the underprivileged with alternative housing that is based on disaster resilience, and some of the things that went into are electricity and water. We weren't having a localized system for alternative housing and emergency lighting after the storm, and to restore that, we were depending on donations. That's when the light struck me, and Litter of Light came to life. We're basically the uncommon solution to a common problem with our emergency lighting kit, but it has a greater purpose. Litter of Light also wants to show the world that Filipinos are strong with local innovation and participation. A sense of community that is in Filipinos' DNA makes us survive every disaster, big and small. All the houses deserve light and warmth, but making each house to be illuminated is a different problem. Many people are still in the dark, and the obvious reason is that they're not earning enough to be able to afford electricity. Though I have a raging fire inside of me to help these people, I often have the fight within me. I started to question myself. Can I do it? But well, let's imagine that the problem is like a dot in the middle of a white paper. Think of the dot as the greatest challenge. Why do you see only the problem? What is going to happen with the rest of the paper? Because the white paper is all the opportunities. But if you only focus on the dot, you'll never see the way forward. So, combining all of my experiences, I start building stuff with what's available. That was my turning point when I started doing community-built solar light, working with women cooperatives who lost their jobs and offering to pay them for assembling solar lights with readily available components and easily replicable skills. They were now starting to build hundreds of solar lights by hand. Litter of Light built the system, but it's the people themselves who light up their own world and build a resilient community. Our mission is not only to lighten up their homes, but equip them with technical skills to be more independent and enliven their grassroots entrepreneurial spirit. All this to pave their way to get out of energy poverty. It is fascinating to see how a simple dream to light up a community have another endeavor of empowering women and youth. Now that the streets are light up, new changes are coming in every corner of the area. Women rape drops up to 70%. The crime rate decreased. Children can study better. They don't need to palpate their way just to read a book or finish their homework. Fewer children accidentally tripped over the kerosene lamp and got burned. From there, I have a dream to light up every corner of the world, one lamp at a time. This purpose has enabled us to help 1.5 million households around the world. But I hope my journey can get further. A lone ranger never goes far. We need a community, especially on the front lines, to light up even bigger communities. Energy poverty is everywhere and it's everybody's problem. We're all in this together. We need greater chimera. The crossbreeding of ideas is one of the most important things to do, and the capacity of even a small corporation with massive problems can only be amplified by coming together. The power of the people is often underestimated. One rarely brings this to the surface. But actually, when Litter of Light was coming up with a donating system, people can donate by ordering a solar light kit from us, then assembling it in their house, and then donating it to people in need. So instead of taking us 5 months to import it, it only took us a month to install in 7,000 houses. With this outcome, I'm very excited to embark on greater growth. I always believe that no matter where you are in this world, if you have a dream, big or small, to contribute to a good cause, there is no border that can limit you. One of the most profound realizations is that young people are the most untapped resource in the world. A lot of them want to do something that's real, something authentic. What I want to say is it is now an incredible opportunity to start your journey for a good cause. Don't turn your back because you think your idea is small. Perhaps it could be something that changes the world for the better. Great changes come from small groups of people. Being in the same region in Southeast Asia, we could use the opportunity to go to other countries and be able to teach other youths the same technology that we're doing. The spirit of change can come from anyone, anywhere. We hope to have access to be able to light up several villages in the ASEAN community and then bring the story to the surface. Together in the ASEAN spirit, we want to convert youth and as many people as possible to be involved. We have to believe that all steps matter. My journey began with lighting up one community, and now I can show that ASEAN can brighten the world. Work with the youth, work with women organizations. Never fear the fact that Asians can change the world. ASEAN can change the world.
That's Illac Diaz, folks, and his side of the story of providing affordable yet sustainable solar light to everyone with limited to no access to electricity. With his fight for energy equality, he is our ASEAN champion that encompasses ASEAN's culture of good governance at all levels. This inspiring story really showed that every step and contribution matters. So, how would you start your journey? Listen to more inspiring stories in the next ASEAN Champion podcast.